Sixth chapter. Tale of Ajamil. The king Parikshit requested Shukdev, O preacher, so far you have related about the way how to overcome attachment for worldly things. Inadvertently, the living beings commit some kinds of sins or crimes. O great soul, now kindly tell me the way by which humans can get rid themselves of the tortures they are supposed to be subjected to in the hells. Shukdev said, a sinner is sure to be tortured in hell, unless and until he had observed penance for his sins in his present birth. But even penance is no guarantee of his salvation if the person indulges again in sins thereafter. It is all because of ignorance that desires to commit sin does not end. Spiritual ways are thereafter necessary. Adopting spiritual ways like penance, celibacy, tranquility, self-restraint, abdication, truthfulness, holiness, restraint of passions and discipline, even the most serious sins are destroyed. Alternatively, taking refuge at the God or developing a devotion for Him, all the sins can be destroyed. O Parikshit, such a sanctification of the sinner as achieved by dedication to God is rare even by observing penance. Shukdev narrated the tale that was once related by Muni Agastya. In the town of Kannauj lived a Brahman named Ajamil. He had married to his mistress. Being with an unchaste woman, his Brahminical virtues had been destroyed. Now, Ajamil earned his living not by performing holy tasks, but instead he restored to petty tricks like plundering, deceiving, and even killing people to feed his family. Once, a group of Mahatmas, ascetics, came to the town. People greeted and offered them with edible items. But the ascetics refused to accept anything. They said that they would accept the food only from the household where holy food is cooked for the Lord. Irritated people showed the ascetics the way to Ajamil's home. From Ajamil, the ascetics accepted the alms and themselves cooked the food and offered it to God and ate themselves. Now the heart of Ajamil and his wife were filled with expiation. 852. The ascetics wished to cause some benefit for Ajamil. They said to him, if you get a son now, please name him Narayana. Ascetics' words did materialize, and Ajamil got one more son, the 10th one. As per ascetics' advice, Ajamil named him Narayana. Being the youngest son, Narayana was very dear to Ajamil. He used to remember Narayana always. Everything was passing as usual when the time of Ajamil's departure arrived suddenly one day. Yamdutas, agents of Yam the god of death, began to take him for his last journey. Not seeing his youngest son Narayana before him, Ajamil began to call out loudly, Narayana, Narayana. Hearing the calls, servers of Lord Vishnu too arrived there and challenged Yamdutas. The frightened Yamdutas said, "We are the servants of Dharmaraj. Why are you stopping us?" Servers of Lord Vishnu said, "If you are the servants of Dharmaraj, define dharma, religion, then." Yamdutas said, "Actions dictated by Vedas are a dharma, religion, in true sense, and the actions forbidden by Vedas are a dharma, irreligious, and Veda is Narayana himself." The servers said, "You are unaware of Param Dharma, supreme religion. This sinner has called out the name of God, so his sins, from the past crores of births, have been washed away. Now he is no more a sinner." Wise men say that recitation of God's name by any means, as a name of someone else, in derision or derogation, automatically does away with all the sins. This is the bounty of God's name, that a mere remembrance of it, whether wittingly or unwittingly, does destroy all sins. Hearing this dialogue, Ajamil awakened, as if from a long slumber. Yamdutas had returned to Yamloka by then. But the abject sinner Ajamil had recovered from the snare of death. Without losing a moment, Ajamil went to the banks of the Ganges. There, drinking the holy water of the Ganges, he left his body and went and found a place in Vakunt Loka, the abode of Lord Vishnu. Dialogue of Yam and Yamadits. Shukdev says, "Parikshit, when the servers of Lord Vishnu failed the attempt of Yamdutas, they returned to Yamloka and complained Yam about the event." 853. O Yamdev, we had so far known that you are the sole authority of punishing the people as per their deeds. Nobody had dared so far to violate your rule. But today those 4 servers of Lord Vishnu openly caused violation of your dictate. Yamraja silently prayed Lord Vishnu and said, "Lord Narayana is the Lord of all living things. He is the Lord of me also, and I myself keep an account of the sins and pious deeds of the living beings by his order only. All the gods, Digpals, guardian of the direction, Shiva and Brahma, etc., all of them follow his dictates. The greatest duty of all the living beings is that they should achieve a dedicated devotion for the Lord. Sons, just look at the bounty of Lord, that even the sinner like Ajamil escaped the noose of death simply by calling out the names of the God just once. So, from now on you never go near those people who are reciting Lord's name or are his devotees. Bring only the sinners to me." Birth of Daksha from Prachetas. Shukdev says, 10 sons of the king Prachimbadhi were known as Prachetas. They observed severe penance under the sea. When they re-emerged, Chandra, the moon, the ruler of the vegetation, calmed them and presented a beautiful daughter of the Apsara Prabhlocha to them as their wife. From her, Prachetas begot Prachetas Daksha. In due course the subject of Daksha spread all over the world and populated far-off places. Daksha created, first of all the gods, the demons and the human beings who inhabited the heaven, the earth and the waters respectively. But Daksha was not still satisfied. He therefore went to Vindhyachal and started a severe penance there. Pleased by his penance, God appeared before him. By the permission of God, Daksha Prajapati married with Ashinki, the daughter of Panchama Prajapati. From Ashinki, Daksha got 10,000 sons named Haryash. In due course, Daksha asked his sons to reproduce. But instead of reproducing, they all reached Narayana Sarovar on the banks of the river Sindhu, Indus, to a place of pilgrimage beguiled by the preaching of Narada about Bhagwad Dharma. Daksha again produced 1,000 sons named Shavlashv and asked them to reproduce. But they too followed the 854 footsteps of their elder brothers and took no interest in worldly affairs. Narada preached them also about Bhagavad Dharma. When Daksha came to realize that Narada had converted his sons into ascetics by his preaching, he angrily cursed Narada to be a wanderer forever with nowhere a place to stay on. Narada accepted Daksha's curse and blessed him with a boon to have 60 daughters for the continuation of his subject. By the virtue of the boon, 60 daughters were born in the home of Daksha in due course. When they grew up, Daksha got 10 of them married to Dharma, then 10 to Kashyapa, 27 to Chandrama, 2 to Angira and Krishashv each, and remaining 4 daughters were married to a Kashyapa named Taksha. The entire world came to be populated by the offsprings of these 60 daughters of Daksha. Shukdev says, Parikshit, the names of Dharma's 10 wives were Bhanu, Lamba, Kakubhi, Jami, Vishwas, Sadhya, Marutvati, Vasu, Muhurta and Sankalpa. Daksha's daughters Sarupa and Bhuta were the wives of Bhut. Sarupa begot uncountable Radragans, 11 of them are prominent. Bhut's second wife Bhuta gave birth to formidable spooks and ganas like Vinayak, etc. Angira's first wife Swadha gave birth to Pitragans, while his second wife Sati accepted a Vedatharvanigra as her son. Krishash's wife Archi begot Dhumrakesh, while Dhishana Krishash's second wife gave birth to 4 sons Vedshira, Deval, Vayun and Manu. Kashyapa named Tarksha had 4 wives Vinta, Kadru, Patangi and Yamini. Birds were born to Patangi, while Yamini gave birth to moths. Vinta's son is Garuda, who is the vehicle of Lord Vishnu. Arun was her second son, who became the charioteer of Surya. Nagas, snakes, were born to Kadru. 27 daughters of Daksha were married to Chandrama, the moon. These are the 27 nakshatras like Kritika, etc. But Chandrama had particular love for Rohini, so he got tuberculosis and hence could not produce a child. Names of Kashyapa's 13 wives are Aditi, Diti, Danu, Kashtha, Ariha, Sursa, Illa, Muni, Krodh, Varsha, Tamra, Surbhi, Sarama and Timi. 855. These are the mothers of the whole world. All the gods, demons, animals, giants, etc. were born to them. Insult of Brihaspati by the gods. Shukdev says, O Parikshit, Indra had become very haughty by the luxuries he received as the king of the gods. One day, Devraj Indra was sitting on his throne along with his queen Shachi. His court was full of courtiers. 49 Marudganas, 8 Vasus, 11 Rudras, Aditya, Ribhugnas Vishwadev, Shadhyagnas and both Ashwini Kumaras were present in the court. Groups of Siddhas, Charos, Gandhavas, Vidyadhars, Apsaras, Kinnars, Nagas, etc. were singing in his praise and programs of dance and music was on. Acharya Brihaspati, the revered teacher of the gods, arrived there. But despite having seen him, Indra did not show any respect for Brihaspati. Indignant Brihaspati, he at once deserted Devloka, the abode of the gods. When Acharya Brihaspati had gone, Indra realized his mistake. He at once launched an extensive search for Guru Brihaspati. But no one could locate Brihaspati. Feeling of insecurity in the absence of their Guru strongly agitated the gods. On the other hand, when the demons came to know about Brihaspati's missing, they began to intimidate the gods. By the permission of their teacher Shukracharya, the demons launched an attack on the Devloka. Feeling sad by the pitiable state of the gods, Indra went to the refuge of the Brahma, who told the gods that they were suffering because of their wrong policies and disregarding their learned Guru. Brahma also told the gods that the demons had strengthened their position because of their loyalty to their teacher Shukracharya. Brahma advised the gods to request Vishwarup, the son of the sage Tvashta, to become their teacher. He is a sound scholar of Vedas, great ascetic and abstemious person. Serving him, Brahma said, you will be free from all the crises. Following Brahma's advice, the gods made Vishwarup their teacher by request. Ascetic. 856. Vishwarup used his Vaishnavi Vidya to annihilate the wealth and power of the demons and endowed Indra with those powers. Vishwarup also preached Indra about the infallible Vaishnavi Vidya. Thus securing himself under the shield of this knowledge, Indra defeated all the demonic forces. Preaching of Narayana Kavach, shield, to Indra by Vishrup, the king Parikshit asked, O Lord, kindly relate to me the knowledge, Vaishnavi Vidya, by the power of which Devraj Indra easily defeated the demons. Shukdev says, Parikshit, now I am telling you about the knowledge that was once taught to Indra by Vishnu. So listen to it carefully with concentration. Whenever you feel yourself haunted with fears, you must guard your body with this Narayana Kavach shield. But before that, it is necessary to purify oneself by bath, meditation, libations, pranayam, control of breaths, and 8-lettered and 12-lettered mantras of God. The hymnal Kavach, shield, must be then recited facing north while reflecting on the divine appearances of God. May the God, who rides Garuda and holds conch, wheel, make and lotus, protect me from all sides. May all the incarnations of God protect me from all the lusts, affection and desires and in all the circumstances. Thus may I be protected in water by Matsyavtar, on land by Vamnavtar, in sky by Trivikrama, from Kampida, sexual desire, by Sankadit, from Kupathya, diseases, by Dhanvantari, from ignorance from Vedavyasa, from the hells by Kachap avatar, tortoise incarnation, in the war by Narsimha avatar, in the way by Varha, on the top of the hills by Parshuram, during exile by Lord Rama along with Lakshmanaji, from Maranmohan Abhichar, death, by Lord Narayana, from ego by Nara, from obstacles by Dattatreya, from the bondage of actions by Kapila, from disregarding the God by Haigriv Mutri, from the crimes by Narda, from the impostors by Buddha, and from the faults of Kalikal may I be protected by Kalkidev. May I be protected in the morning with make by Keshav, with flute by Govind in the day, by Narayana Shakti before the noon, and may I be protected with Sudarshan Chakra by Lord Vishnu in the noon time. May the all-knowing 857 omnipotent Lord protect me in every circumstances. May the name, appearance, vehicle, weapons, and all the services of Sri Hari protect my mind, intellect, organs, and life from all the calamities. This Narayana Kavach, shield, saves one from all kind of calamities and fears. Killing of Vishwarup and making Vajra with Dadhichi bones, Vishrupa became the second Acharya, teacher of the gods. He also saw overindulgence of Indra in luscious objects. Vishwarup's mother belonged to demon clan, so he had some inclination for the demons also. Stealthily, he supplied parts of offerings of the oblations to the demons. Very soon, Indra too came to learn that their teacher Vishwarup was stealthy nurturing their enemies, the demons. So, indignantly Indra severed the head of Vishwarup, and to get rid of the sin of Brahmahatya, killing of Brahman, Indra distributed his sin among the land, water, tree, and the woman folk, and himself escaped the sin to take revenge of his son's murder. Sage Tvashta organized a yajna with the purpose of having a son who could kill Indra. The yajna finished successfully, and as soon as the offerings ended, a formidable demon appeared from the altar. The demon was named Vritrasur. Very soon, Vritrasur defeated Indra and other gods and conquered all the three worlds. Terrorized by his power and gallantry, all the gods ran into the refuge of Lord Narayana. Pleased with their faith and prayers, Lord Narayana advised them to please the great sage Dadhichi and ask for his bones to build a Vajra make. From that Vajra Vritrasur could be killed, God assured them. Thus all the gods, headed by Indra, reached the hermitage of sage Dadhichi. There they very humbly and respectfully begged for his bones. For the benefit of the world, sage Dadhichi gladly accepted to donate his bones. With those bones, Vishwakarma built a massive Vajra which had 1,000 edges. Thus by the power of the Lord and acquiring a divine Vajra, Indra felt extremely strong. He at once launched an attack on the demons' armies and drove them away from the battlefield. Killings of Vritrasur by Indra. 858. Sri Shukdev says, O Parikshit, from the gallantry of the gods the demon army began to flee. Seeing his army running away in panic, Vritrasur got infuriated. Charging ahead, he stopped the gods' army from advancing. He roared loudly. Many of the gods fainted from the frightening thunder of the roar. Advancing Vritrasur routed the fallen fighters. Even the earth began to shake because of his momentum. Devaraj Indra could not bear it. He made a powerful blow on Vritrasur with his make. Vritrasur held his make in the way and hit Airavat, Indra's elephant, with it. Feeling the pain of the blow, Airavat moved back. Then Vritrasur scolded Indra, who had killed Vishwarupa, the brother of Vritasur. O Indra, you have killed my brother Vishwarup without any reason. Now, I will gore you with my powerful trident. Or you may behead me by your Vajra. Your Vajra has the power of the sage Dadhichi and the glory of Sri Hari. But, Indra, with you Vajra, I will get rid of the bondages of my body and get salvation at the feet of Lord Vishnu. So kill me with your Vajra. Thus, even in the battlefield, Vritrasur experienced direct existence of God. He prayed God, O Lord, may my mind reflect constantly on your auspicious virtues. May my voice always recite your virtues. May my body always be in your service. I don't want salvation without serving you. My mind is writhing for your sight. Shukdev says, thus, O Parikshit, Vritrasur had wished to leave his body in the battlefield and get the god. He did not want to enjoy the luxuries of the heaven defeating Indra. Calling out these words, Vritrasur hit Indra with trident. But Indra cut that hand of Vritrasur, which was holding the trident, by his Vajra. Losing his one hand, Vritrasur was very outrageous and hit Indra's chin and Aravat's forehead with his elbow. Because of the blow, Indra dropped his Vajra, which fell near Vritrasur's feet. Indra was now feeling too ashamed to pick up the Vajra. Vritrasur said, "O Indra, pick up the Vajra and kill your enemy. It is not the time to be gloomy." 859. Indra showed his respect to Vritrasur for his truthfulness and undeceitful words, and said, "O great demon, you are really great. Your patience, determination, and devotion for God are really remarkable. You have surmounted the illusion of God that confuses ordinary ones. You are a great man born in demon family." Vritrasur again raised his wheel to hit, but Indra cut his second hand. Now, having lost both his hands, Vritrasur shook the earth with his heavy steps and swallowed Indra along with his elephant. Everyone was beginning to feel sorry for Indra, but because of Narayana Kavach, Indra remained unhurt even in the belly of Vritrasur. Thereafter, Indra lacerated the demon's belly and came out. Then he cut Vritrasur's head also. At that moment, soul of Vritrasur annihilated in the Supreme Being. All the gods then greeted Indra for his victory. Vritrasur was a religious king Chitraketu in his previous birth. Because of the grace of Narda and Angira, he had received detachment and supreme devotion and began to roam everywhere as a Siddha Purusha, one who achieves perfection. Once he was traveling on the aircraft gifted to him by the gods. He saw the Ardhanarishwar, half male, half female, appearance of Lord Shiva and said something in derogation. Indignant of his discourtesy, Mata Parvati cursed Chitraketu to take birth in a demon clan. Because of that curse, Chitraketu appeared as demon. But even in demon incarnation, his devotion for the Lord's feet persisted as before.